Today, we're diving into a topic that's especially relevant for those thinking about relocating abroad: the benefits of being a resident in Mexico. Whether you're interested in temporary or permanent residency, Mexico offers a lot to both retirees and digital nomads alike. From its cost of living to cultural richness, residency here opens up so many opportunities that go beyond just staying in the country legally. So let's explore the reasons why becoming a resident of Mexico might be one of the best decisions you could make. First benefit is legal long-term stay. One of the most obvious benefits is the ability to stay in Mexico long-term without constantly renewing a tourist visa. For those that love the idea of splitting their time between countries or want to make Mexico their primary base, residency gives you the freedom to come and go as you please without the uncertainty of tourist visas. With a temporary residency visa, you can stay for up to 4 years and then it renews to permanent. And with permanent residency, there's no expiration date. And by the way, this whole thing about 180-day tourist visas and automatic tourist visas, yeah, maybe that works right now, but is it really going to be that way 20 years from now, 40 years from now? I doubt it. I think what we're seeing around the world is that visa-free is getting taken away from us. It's not going to be taken for granted in the future. It's going to be, there's going to be measures in place. And so get residency while you can, because tourist visas are not going to look the same 20 years from now. They're going to be taking away all of our travel privileges. Okay? Benefit 2 is access to healthcare. As a resident of Mexico, you probably didn't know this, but you gain access to Mexico's affordable healthcare system. The quality of care in Mexico, particularly in major cities, is very good, and the cost is significantly lower than many countries. Once you're a resident, you can enroll in public healthcare services through IMSS, which is basically Mexican Social Security, or of course, you can choose to do private healthcare options depending on your needs. So you could kind of do a little bit of both: public when you need it, private when you need it for the real stuff. Either way, you'll find that healthcare costs from routine checkups to specialized treatments are much more budget friendly in Mexico. Anything from I had a dental cleaning last week actually, and it cost me 700 pesos, which is $35 for a cleaning. So healthcare is a big one. Public healthcare, I know most expats and digital nomads might say public healthcare is not attractive to them. Even Mexicans will admit that the public healthcare system isn't the best in the world. It's kind of like Canada. It's free, but you got to wait a long time and the service isn't great. But still a cool benefit that you get that for free. And certainly for people on tight budgets, that's definitely a benefit. Benefit 3 is the lower cost of living. So another major perk of Mexico is the lower cost of living. Mexico is known for offering a very high quality of life at a fraction of the cost compared to the US, Canada, or many European countries. From affordable housing to groceries, utilities, and entertainment, residents can enjoy a comfortable lifestyle without breaking the bank. This makes Mexico especially attractive to retirees and digital nomads looking to stretch your savings. If you're young and in your 20s, paying $2,000 rent makes no sense. If you're a retiree and you have, fixed income and pensions and you only got whatever, 3, 4, 5 grand coming in, again, you got to lower your cost of living. That's the only way you can save some money and ensure dignity in retirement. So for both these groups of people, having a low cost of living is especially important. And then for families too, raising a family in the US is very expensive. You guys have all seen the numbers, how it costs $500,000 to raise a kid or something like that. Come down to Mexico, it's not going to cost that much. You can rent a nice house for $300 to $600. $1,000 for a really high-end house in more of like a luxury expat neighborhood. Groceries are super cheap. Pretty much everything is cheaper except the latest iPhone. And even the latest iPhone can be cheap sometimes if you go to Walmart or Costco, and they run deals occasionally. So overall, cost of living in Mexico is going to be way, way lower than in Canada or the USA. Benefit 4 is going to be the path to citizenship. If you're considering making Mexico your permanent home, one of the big advantages of residency is that it can be a stepping stone towards Mexican citizenship. In fact, it's a necessary prerequisite to Mexican citizenship in 99% of cases. And after just a few years of permanent residency, you can become eligible to apply for citizenship, opening up the possibility of dual nationality, voting rights, and even visa-free travel to many countries as a Mexican citizen. So if you only have one passport right now, dear listener, that's an emergency situation, and you need to figure out how you're going to get a second passport. Maybe it's Mexico and the residency path to citizenship. Maybe you got to do citizenship by investment and buy one. Maybe you got to do ancestry. But this Mexico path to citizenship is a proven path. We have other videos on the channel that go into more detail about the Mexico citizenship process. So check out other videos on our channel for more detailed information. But bottom line, you only need 18 months of physical presence in Mexico within a 24-month window, okay? So within a 2-year time frame, you got to spend 18 months in Mexico. In other words, you can be outside of Mexico for 6 months. But this is pretty doable, honestly, because Mexico is a very livable country. There's so much to explore. You could explore 18 months straight and you still won't see it all. So Mexican second passport, one of the most legit viable options to a second passport in the world today. Benefit 5 is the ability to own property. As a resident, you're also entitled to own property in Mexico, especially if you're looking to buy a home or invest in real estate. So non-residents can buy property, especially in the restricted zones near the coast and the borders. Being a resident makes the process smoother and offers more peace of mind. You'll be able to secure real estate and benefit from Mexico's booming housing market, particularly in high demand areas like Riviera Maya, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico City. And you're just going to have a lot easier process in the negotiation and having real estate agents take you seriously, working with banks. Really every step of the way is going to be easier as a resident, including opening a bank account in Mexico. If you're a resident, you can open a bank account in Mexico. If you're a non-resident, it's going to be much more difficult. And you're going to want a Mexican bank account as a property owner to, pay utility bills and things like that. So being a resident is going to be helpful for the process of buying and owning property. Is it 100% necessary? No, but it's going to make things a whole lot smoother. Benefit 6 is going to be the tax advantages. So Mexico also offers certain tax advantages to its residents depending on your circumstances. For example, if you live in Mexico but earn your income from outside the country, you may find yourself in a favorable tax position. Many expats have found ways to optimize their tax situation, especially if they can take advantage of tax treaties between Mexico and their home countries, or they're a tax resident somewhere else and therefore Mexico's not going to tax them because they're already getting taxed somewhere else. So be sure to consult a tax advisor for personalized advice on your situation. This video is not going to go too much in detail about taxes. We have other videos on our channel about it. We have podcast episodes that go into more detail about it as well. And of course, if you have any doubts, you can book a call with MyLatinLife. There's going to be a link in the description. Book a call, become our client. I know the Mexican tax system very well. So does our team. We have Mexican lawyers that speak English that can guide you for more complicated situations, and we can guide you every step of the way in terms of the do's and don'ts, avoiding the pitfalls, and living in Mexico tax-free. Benefit 7 is enjoying the Mexican culture. Yes, I know it's kind of a cop-out benefit, but honestly, it's a real thing. One of the intangible but equally rewarding benefits is the opportunity to fully embrace yourself in the vibrant Mexican culture. You'll have the opportunity to learn a new language, which will level you up as a person. You're going to learn about new foods, learn new recipes, eat better. The music's going to be better. The festivals are going to be better. This is a party country, a fun country. People just generally have much more fun in Mexico than they do in the US and Canada, where people are so boring. They go home at 9 p.m. They deny every invitation you send them. It's impossible in Canada, at least, to get 5 people together for a steak dinner or a dinner party, whereas in Mexico, you know, you've probably seen those memes about how it'll be a 2-year-old's birthday party and 50 people show up with cases of beer, and it's like this whole fun thing. So Mexico is just a festive culture. They look for opportunities to celebrate whenever they can. And I think that's honestly really beautiful. They celebrate birthday parties, whereas in the US and Canada, we kind of don't care about birthday parties. You probably don't go to your cousin's birthday party, but in Mexico, you're definitely going to your cousin's birthday party, okay? But Mexico culture obviously goes much deeper than going to your cousin's birthday party, and it'll be a little bit different for everyone, but it's a warm and inviting culture, and there's so much to do, so much to learn, local customs, traditions. It's going to be never-ending learning, fun, and improving yourself as a person through immersing yourself in the culture. I don't know about you, but I feel like I know everything there is to know about Canadian and American culture. I've seen all the movies, I've read all the books, I've heard all the songs. There's really not much that can impress me anymore about North American culture. But Mexican culture is just this whole new thing where you're constantly learning. And even this week, I ate new foods that I had never heard of previously. And I've been here for years and years. So you just keep learning, and it keeps you sharp. Okay, benefit 8 is going to be family reunification. An often overlooked benefit is the ease of family reunification in Mexico. So if you become a resident of Mexico, it's relatively straightforward to apply for residency for your spouse, your children, or even your parents. This is great for families looking to settle down together, giving everyone the opportunity to enjoy the same rights and privileges. And the one way I often see this working as well is that families are increasingly international, and especially when I'm in Mexico City, but really everywhere, I meet these international couples where maybe the wife's Filipino and the husband is Canadian, and they can't really get the visa for Canada or whatever it is, and so they're just like, you know what, let's go live in Mexico. It's easy, it's fun, it's chill, low cost of living, we can live on the beach. So I kind of see that happen a lot. And then you can do things like, okay, let's bring the family from the Philippines over, let's bring the family from Canada over. So family reunification is huge for all families, but especially for international families, where Mexico can kind of be this middle ground where everyone can kind of get together. Benefit 9 is going to be the educational opportunities. So if you have children or you plan to study in Mexico yourself, residency opens up access to a lot of educational opportunities, universities, whether it's enrolling your kids in local schools or pursuing local education, or honestly, even the freedom to homeschool your children. Mexico offers a variety of educational paths. Plus, as a resident, tuition rates are often much more affordable for higher education institutions compared to international student fees. So if you're a resident, you go with the resident price. If you're not a resident, you go with the international student price. So you can go to some of the best universities in Mexico for a master's or whatever it is at a very reasonable cost. And just becoming a resident could actually save you a huge amount of money versus being an international student. So actually, a lot of people who might be considering studying in Mexico anyway might just be better off becoming a resident first, and then they'll end up saving like thousands of dollars. And then the homeschooling thing is huge as well. I know that in Canada, the US, Europe, so many places, it's just illegal to homeschool, or homeschooling is really controlled and you don't really have the freedom. Whereas in Mexico, if you're a resident and you're not a Mexican national, you can do whatever you want. Okay? If you're a Mexican national, like if you became a Mexican citizen or you got your kids Mexican citizenship, it's a little bit different because education is enshrined in the Constitution of Mexico. So it will get a little bit more complicated to homeschool them, probably still doable. But if you're just a Mexican resident, they're going to leave you alone. You can homeschool them. You could hire private tutors. You can do whatever you want. And you're going to have a level of freedom that you would not be able to experience in the government overreachy type countries of Canada, the US, and Europe. Okay? So there you have it. 9 benefits of becoming a resident of Mexico. You know, from the financial savings to the cultural experiences, the healthcare, education, citizenship, whether you're looking for a better quality of life, an affordable place to retire, or a base for your international lifestyle, Mexico has something to offer everyone. If you are considering making the move or getting residency in Mexico, if you have any questions about residency in Mexico, book a call with us. There's going to be a link in the description. You can book a call with MyLatinLife. It's going to be a paid call. It's a small fee. I think it's $99 at the time of this recording, just to weed out the time wasters and work with people that are going to be good clients, that are going to be serious. And we'll answer all your burning questions. We'll put you on a path to residency, and we'll get that residency card in your hands as soon as possible. And working with us, you could literally have that residency card less than 30 days from now, okay? So book a call with us. Let's get the process started. And also like and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments about residency and the benefits we discussed today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.